Being a barista isn't just about making great coffee. It's about all drinks, everything from teas to chocolate to baby chinos and especially chai. Now, today I'm going to talk you through the different chai options that are out there and talk you through why you would use them, and then I'm going to make them and talk you through some of the benefits of them, how to prepare them best, and also what the customer is going to love about these drinks, and you as a cafe, how you can use different ones to add value to your cafe or speed you up. Now, straight away, the go-to one for us has got to be the original chai powder. Now, just on majority, the amount of chai that we sell to our wholesale customers and into homes, the chai powder would be the top seller. It definitely is the go-to number one when people just say, can I just get a chai latte? And they would probably expect this from most places to get a powdered chai. Now that is just a spices mix with some sugar, and it's a pretty sweet drink. There are some alternatives to that. We do sell an organic chai, which is an organic sugar and spices and stuff. It's also very tasty, but I think majority of cafes will tend to have a pretty original chai. Now, we work with an Australian company called Chai Me. They do the full range of chai products for us. They're fantastic. We sell them through our website. If you do want to try any of these, we'll put links down below so you can buy them for your home or your cafe. But there is obviously a huge range of different brands out there through chai. So definitely go out and try different ones and see which ones you like. If you're a cafe, you need to explore what your customers are asking for, what the flavors you like, and what's most effective for you. So starting with our chai powder, we've got an organic choice. So why have a syrup? Now, the customers that I have that use a syrup just want to be really fast. It's definitely a benefit to not have to melt down chai powder. It is quite a sweet drink. It's very similar to the powder, but it has a slight different mouthfeel to it. It's kind of in the same ballpark, and that one is quite a delicious chai. But I would say that it's not actually as popular as the powders, but it is very easy to work with. Obviously, we can just add milk to it pretty quickly and heat that up. So that would be second in line. Then the other one would be our sticky chai. This is a more mix of cloves and cardamom pods, and it's got some black tea in there, and this is a real experience drink. The cafes that use sticky chai, they tend to have a good dining option. Serving a sticky chai into a pot is a real almost religious experience for a chai drinker, and you'll sit down, you'll enjoy a pot of tea or a pot of chai, and it's brewed on milk. You can obviously have it just on hot water without the milk, but today we're just talking about what would be a chai latte, but this is more like a brewed chai latte, or what we call a sticky chai. Now let's brew them. I'll show you how to make them, and I'm going to taste them and tell you how they taste. All right, so the thing about chai is timing, and like I said, busy cafes will just tend to go for that. For the chai syrup, it's really quick. All I'm really doing is adding milk straight onto that liquid, and we're good to go out the door, which means our brewed chai is going to take the longest. Now, so I'm going to start with this one. Now, I'm going to add some boiling water straight into 20 grams of brewed chai. So you can see I've got actually a fair bit of brewed chai there. Just the chai mix in there is 20 grams. So it's as far as the ratios that what you're going to use, this is what we tested in the time that I'm going to hot water brew this for 1 minute and then milk brew it for another minute. We're going to manage the other ones with our scoop, but in this one we've tried and tested, and this is the recipe that suits us. Now you go ahead, you do all your own recipes, say what you want about mine, but we want to make sure that this is repeatable. And our staff here have a recipe card that they follow along. So if you come and get a chai, it's super repeatable. You really don't want those different nuances between your staff, throwing whatever they want in, brewing it for too long, not enough. It has a lot of tea in it. You can oversteep it and it will become bitter and unenjoyable. So managing the variables on chai is still a big thing, just like the coffee that we are trying to manage as well. So get my little stopwatch out. Now we are particular about everything, so you can tell this would be a little bit fiddly if you are in a bit of a rush, which is not the most ideal takeaway option. So I'm just going to add, cool, a bit of boiling water on there, stir that up, nice and steamy, get that brewing, lovely. Now I'm actually just going to cover that up because I just want to trap that in there. So that's my minute starting on there. Now I'm going to quickly just be able to spin some milk. Now if I'm spinning chai milk, I'm just going to go for my latte texture. Not too frothy, not too thin. 65 degrees. And like I said, if I just wanted to make this straight on there with the mix of syrup, that's so easy for me to do. I can just whack that out so quick, out the door. Now, there's that one. Now I've got my original powder here. So what I've done is I've put 1 scoop in. Now we sell these scoops. If your cafe is not consistent, your staff are putting different things in, you need to find a measuring scoop that's actually very helpful to repeat the same amount. Now your teaspoon might be different for different people, so that's important. So I've just put 1 in for this latte glass, 2 for the next one up. So just makes it a bit easier. Put that scoop in there, added some boiling water and give that a stir. And it's good to go. Now, look at me, overbrewing my chai already. Got to keep an eye on it. Now, for this one, I'm going to just chuck some soy milk straight on there, just to keep it interesting. I actually don't drink a lot of soy unless I'm drinking chai, personally. So, let's reset that. This is probably one of the only times you'll actually see me spinning milk with another thing mixed into the milk. The only reason I'm doing this is because there's no sugars in this mix, and that's not actually going to affect my steam on and have the negative effects that we know steaming with any sort of mix in there. As long as I give that a good clean out, we're good to go. But you won't see me steaming any of the sugary drinks in. So let's brew that for a minute. Get that on there. I'll just quickly whip up some milk for this original. Now, cool. Like I said, now I do have customers that love this. They don't love the process of mixing every single one that they make, so they will often make a container of it and melt it all down and have a bottle. So I can get that there. So you'll often see people put something on top of it. The trick for us is to actually put the powder that we made that with back into a shaker. That way that when you put a dusting on top, it tastes identical to the drink. And you're not putting a contrasting cinnamon or another spice on top that's really overpowering. So I would say that is the best trick to do, is put some nice natural spices on top. Cool. So there's our minute. Give that a mix. Just knocked my microphone off. All right, moving on. Now, 2 things I can do here. I can serve that straight into a cup and I can pour that up for a customer, and I would strain that to a strainer. Now, or I can give them the experience of the pot and I can pour that into a pot for them. And then again, we have 2 options. We've got our beautiful chai mixed in there. Now I can serve that to the customer and it's still kind of sitting inside the mix. Now it might get over steeped if it is sitting in there. So one other option I have then is to actually remove the extra and only give them the amount that I've already steeped. Now this would ensure that I'm the one controlling the amount of steep time and not them. Now we have this with tea also. We manage the amount of time we steep tea, and this has tea in it, so we want to have that same effect. Now I can serve that. The other thing I can do is put some honey in there. If I wanted to do that, I could put it in the start or add it on the sides, a nice little touch. But that will now be a beautiful experience for that customer. They can sit there, pour that tea. It's really nice. And then I've just got my last one here, which is my organic powder. And the only other trick we can do with this, nice mixed, is I'd grab that powder. This is the original powder, but I could have another one with the organic if I wanted, and I just top up what's on top, so that when I actually go to pour it, you can maintain some of that mix on top, and I can see that pattern come through. Nice. So latte art on a chai latte is very possible. Little dusting of the chai mix on top. and you're good to go. So, look at me. That's brewed. That's nice and rich. So the longer I had left this in with the milk actually brewing through the milk, this would get stronger, and at some point it would get bitter and not enjoyable. But that, I told you I do like it on soy too, but it is really nice. It's quite sweet already. I could add a little bit more honey, but I actually probably don't need to. I feel like that's been a long enough time of brewing. There's a lot of sweetness coming through. It's always nice. I drink a lot of coffee, so it is always nice to have another alternative drink. From a cafe owner point of view, you really need to be looking at what the other people in the cafe, if they're not drinking coffee, you've got to give them something else. So this is my organic. Similar profile, nothing like the kind of stronger cloves, but still quite sweet, pretty well rounded. I just want to see how it compares. Oh yeah, so that's the chai latte that I know if you go and ask for a chai latte. It's quite sweet, it's really easily drinkable, but that organic one does have a slighter, softer touch to it. It's got the organic sugar, so it's not quite as, just not as sugar sweet really. And then we've got our syrup, which has actually got quite a different tone to it. Quite a more clovey, less sweetness, more maybe a cinnamon touch to it. So it's actually quite a different profile. I'd still say the powdered chai is where most people would think of chai latte, but it's definitely interesting to have a point of difference. If you're trying to expand your cafe menu, if you want to find more points of interest, yes, you might not sell a lot of chai. It might not be as popular as chocolate, but it is a great option for cafes. And it gives you a point of difference. Everyone's got the standard coffee menu. You need to have a point of difference in your cafe. And if this is how you do that, you introduce a sticky chai or something interesting, that might be the thing that gets someone else into your cafe. So guys, I hope this helps, whether you've got this for your cafe or you're actually just doing it at home. It's a really nice drink. So we love our coffee, but we also want to make sure the customer's experience of everyone going into our accounts, everyone at home, are enjoying every drink that they possibly make. And that's how we make them here. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any particular ways that you prefer to do it, if there is, I guess, other brands or other types of chais that you like, I'm sure there's a bunch that I haven't done today. Put them in the comments below. We love to reply to everything and see everyone's feedback. Like this video, hit the bell icon, and we're releasing new videos all the time. So subscribe to the channel, join the community, and we'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye.